Chapter 19 with Cassie. Zoom, I beat my fly wings and zipped under the door. The bottom edge of the door was like a ceiling to me, and then I was out. Zoom, I flew straight up, straight up like a rocket. Cool, I yelled to no one in particular. Zoom, I spun around in the air and hit the ceiling at all 6 feet. The long claws dug into tiny cracks in the ceiling tile. The sticky pads had extra hold. I rushed upside down, hanging from the ceiling. Becoming a fly is gross, but being one is excellent. I mean, nothing flies like a housefly. You can move straight ahead, or suddenly shoot straight up, and you can just stop and just hover. There's nothing these fly wings won't do. The best jet fire flown by a greatest pilot is a big, slow, wallowing pig by comparison. Tobias has best take only close maneuvers a fly can do. I rested on the ceiling directly above Chapman's head. It was maybe 5 feet from me down to his balding head. At least I think it was him. Fly eyesight's hard to get used to, and very hard to get used to. Fortunately, he, or at least the guy I hoped was Chapman, had stepped into some dog do earlier. I wasn't sure my weird compound eyesight, but nothing can smell poop like a fly could. I locked on the location of Chapman's shoe. There's one problem, he wasn't doing anything but reading. My fly ring got edgy just staying in one place, so I dropped from the ceiling, pivoted into midair, fired my wings to a quick wild right around his head. Yep, that was Chapman, almost for sure. For the next 20 minutes, I stopped him on slow progress to the store. I zipped around, staying out of reach, occasionally resting on the spine of a book or rocking up to the ceiling. After 20 minutes, I felt like it's a dumb idea. I was supposed to be looking for Rachel who's in some kind of trouble. Instead, I was staring upside down at Chapman's scouts. And then, yes, a man and woman were talking to him. Understanding speech is hard while hearing flies unavailable. Fortunately, I'd been one before, so I knew how to translate what they heard into sound. You're late, Chapman snapped. The man said, it couldn't be helped, our job been easy, all this going on. Not here, Chapman said. Walk with me. He walked away and the two newcomers fell into step. I dropped from the ceiling and buzzed quickly after them. It wasn't easy to keep up, I just kept his head a few feet above front of me. What was hard was hearing everything they said. Out in the mall there's a din of noise, dozens of voices, music, footsteps, all vibrations by antennae and hairs. To make sense I had to take a risk. I shot forward full speed, pivoted sideways on Chapman's collar. The threads of a shirt fabric looked as big as ropes to me and it was easy to hold on, but I kept my fly instincts hyper alert in case some big human hand came reaching to swat me. I don't see why we're being like this, the one said. It's a little melodramatic, you know, some stupid human spy novel. Visitor Free does not trust communications lately. Visitor 1 supporters on a number of people here. Don't forget our leader trapped the Andalites once before and they were free to embarrass us. Has that been proven, a man said. He snored. If it been proven, Visitor won't be screaming in the torture chambers of the Council of 13, but we know it just the same. Visitor Free isn't going to let anything get in the way this time. This new creature of his, the Velik, will finish terrorists once and for all. Velik, I thought. The enemy had a name. And making a huge mess doing it, the one grumbled. I've been running around all day trying to keep the story covered up. That's why you're placed in a police force, Captain said coldly. Sure tried to control the investigation so they could be difficult for us. There's only one of me, she said, not intimidated by his tone. 10% of police forces are our people, at least 90% who are human. And they're not idiots. We have witnesses talking about monsters made of dust, not tornadoes. It's the same in newspaper, the man said. So far, our story's under control. People believe the tornado nonsense. You have to tell Visitor Free to... Something that swung around. I released the collar and flew upward. He'd stopped, jerked around, and grabbed the man's arm. He had his face an inch from the man's face. Tell Visitor Free? Tell Visitor Free. No one tells Visitor Free. People tell him something he doesn't want to hear and up covering a drawer where he's slowly starving, dying in their hosts. With the rationing array since the bandits destroyed the Earth-based control, the visitors are looking for excuses to eliminate hungry Yerks. Now, if you want to go tell him not to use his monster, you go right ahead. Here, at least the man and I all started walking again. Velik, the one grumbled. Do you have to alliance searching to track down a handful of terrorists? Yes, and be glad a visitor has his morph hunter. And to try some why asking why you haven't caught them. You ever hope this dust creature succeeds? The pressure is building and we're going to clean up this mess on Earth. There's talking to be demoted to visitor 4 or even 5. If he loses rank, take my advice. Kill yourselves. Don't wait for him to do it for you. Sheesh. They're in a tough situation. The two newcomers fell silent for that. He gave them some instructions, mostly to stick to a tornado story whatever happened. He told them humans are fools who believe any nonsense, and if any witness can trouble them, they'd be eliminated or made controllers. It was a chilling conversation here, but there's nothing about Rachel, but just the same I learned something important. This Velik was a tool of Visitor Freeze, and they called him Morph Hunter. Time to head back to the bathroom and demorph, and need to talk to Jake and Ayers immediately. Morph Hunter. It struck Marco and Axel while they were demorphing in the basement of Darlene's house. It almost killed them, as it see it with Rachel. Chapter 20 with Rachel. I think the pain would have killed me if I'd been human, but I wasn't just human. I was the bear, and because of the bear's strength I held on. My front paws are gone, chewed up by a terrible dust monster. Blood was everywhere. I couldn't walk like a bear, but I couldn't while on 2 legs so I got far enough away from a terrifying monster. I found a stream no more than a foot deep and 3 feet wide. I sank down in the water and tried to change. I didn't know if I could, didn't know how I'd become a bear. I wasn't sure if I could become human again, if I did, what my hands? This injury made my human hands be gone too? Rachel, that's the our creature had called me. A creature like a deer and a scorpion and a boy all in one. He made no sound. I heard a voice in my head. He called me Rachel. Was I Rachel? I focused on becoming human again, but all the time I braced myself for pain beyond endurance. I lay on my side in the stream, and the cold water bubbled and rushed. I felt the stumps of my paws in the numbing water. Slowly I grew smaller and weaker, but the blaze stumps so I could see them. I would have cried if I had human tears. Human fingers were growing out of the gore. My hands grew back. The carpet I fur replaced my skin, black fabric of my leotard. Massive bare legs on human limbs. My sense of smell grew weak, and my sense of sight grew strong. I stood up, shaky and weak, but no longer in pain. What was strange was the scratches and scrapes I got from walking were gone too. I was renewed. Looked fearfully around for the dust beast, but saw nothing. It was dark. Would the darkness protect me? Would it help my enemy? I looked closer, searching for the alien who knew my name. Alien. The word stuck. Yes! That creature couldn't be from Earth, I knew. His memories are still intact. I didn't know whether I knew him or if he was good or evil, but he had to be an alien. Like the dust beasts. Of course the one ran him at Yerks. They're aliens, weren't they? Flash. A construction site. Half-finished buildings. Heavy equipment. Dark nights. A light in the sky. Something landing. Something alien. People around me. Faces. Faces I knew. What faces? I cried, but the vision was gone. Ugh! I yelled in frustration. I wanted to kick something. I wanted to reach out inside my head and tear away the gray curtain that hid the truth from me. Get a grip, Rachel. At least you have your name. You know there's some very weird powers, and you know some serious enemies. That wasn't reassuring. The beast could have killed me except he was distracted by the alien. Was he a friend? Was he trying to help me? The answers aren't here in the forest. You go back to civilization. That's what the answers are. Back to the world, but what direction? The bear would know. He'd be able to sense it. Could I do the same? I stood very still and listened. The wind rustled the leaves, squirrels chattered, things I couldn't see scared behind bushes, birds sang songs of love and threats, the stream trickled along the rocks and fell on the branches. The stream, of course. Follow the stream, I told myself. Chapter 21 with Marco. I didn't see anything, alright, Tobias said angrily. No bear, no Rachel, no axe. How many times do you want to ask me? I didn't see them. Using the rafters of Cassie's barn, we sat in bales of hay or paced back and forth, glaring and angry, and worst of all, afraid. And Jake, Cassie, me, and Tobias, four of the six who should be here. Alright, calm down, Tobias. Jake said, no one's blaming you. No one's blaming anyone. We need to get a grip on this. Axel was supposed to hook up with us in the forest, said he never did. If he couldn't meet us, he'd know we'd worry. He'd know we should morph into his human form and come tell us he's okay. How many times have I experienced this memory by now? I don't even know at this point. I'm not exactly keeping count. So he's not okay, Jake said. Axe is not okay and Rachel's not okay, I agreed. I think we know why. That thing, what'd Chapman call it? A Velik, a morph hunter, Cassie said. That's when Rachel and Axe disappeared, I said. It almost got me and Axe to Darlene's. It almost got us again this afternoon. Cassie looked at me, her expression troubled. Why almost? What do you mean? Why didn't it get you? At Darlene Tots I had you cold. Today you say you outran it, but actually stopped chasing, right? It went tearing out the cabin where you think Axe and Rachel were. Why? Why stop chasing you and go after them? I don't know, I yelled. I was frustrated and scared. I wasn't in the mood for puzzles. Ask Tobias, he's a predator. He should know. I meant to be mean. I felt bad as soon as I said it, but he didn't lash back. Instead he said, movement. What's that supposed to mean, Jake asked. Marco said it. I'm a predator. When I hunt, I look for movement. I chase what moves, same as the calf. It says still it's harder to see. If I listen and don't hear movement, it's the same thing. The hawk brain is wired to pay attention to sound or the sight of movements. That's it, Cassie yelled. I jerked about 2 feet in the air. Cassie's not a person who yells. That's it. It's been bugging me since we got back. Since the first attack. How did the Velik know who we are? How did it decide Marco and Axe are prey? Marco, what were you doing when attacked? I shrugged. I was morphing back. Yes. Coincidence? The beast happens to attack while you're morphing, and today you're in the woods. We were morphing into wolves, Jake said. But the attacks at the same time you're morphing, Cassie said. The very same. Interesting coincidence. Well, I didn't say anything for a few seconds after that. I was trying to think through what this would mean. As long as I didn't morph, I'd be safe. As long as a mouse, safe as a mouse who stays frozen. Rachel doesn't know, said quietly, if she's even alive. Why'd the Velik drop us and take off for a cabin in the woods, Jake asked. If he answers his own question, because we were done morphing or it's interesting. It sends some other creature morphing. 2 mice in the field, maybe I'm chasing one and he's running, but then it freezes. And at that moment I catch a glimpse of another mouse running. At least the hawk is going after a second mouse. The hawk brain thinks it's the same one. What's important is the movements. As to this morph hunter, what counts as a morphing, that's what it locks onto, Jake said. So why didn't you after me when I morphed to the mall, Cassie wondered. Because it can't be in 2 places at once, I said. There must be limits to how far it can spread. It was too far away. We're safe as long as we never morph again, I pointed out. You mean as long as we don't fight the Yerks, we're safe, Jake said. Is that what you think we should do, Marco? They all looked at me. I shrugged. Rachel and here cast their votes, so I'm about half out to say what she should say, and what we need to do is find a way to kick this Velik's butt. Cassie smiled. And what would the real Marco say? He probably some stupid, funny remark, and he started thinking about how to do that. Kick this big windbag his dusty butt. I like the self-awareness. Chapter 22 with Rachel again. We reached civilization, or at least I reached a suburban development. Maybe it's familiar, but I don't know. Maybe I've been here before, but I didn't know that either. What I didn't know was my feet were scratched and torn, my legs were aching and sore, my entire body was sore. I was hungry and thirsty and scared and tired beyond belief. I needed sleep. I could see lights as I made homes I passed. For a while I considered just walking up the front door in any house saying, "Look, I don't know who I am, gonna sleep on your couch." But I was being haunted by someone or something. I didn't know who I could trust. Until my memory returned, I had to be cautious. Besides, I was dirty, messed up, barefoot, wearing a stupid black leotard. No one's gonna let me in. Now I saw the house with no lights on the inside. There was a sign in the front lawn that said sold. I crossed the damp lawn, and I felt wonderful on my feet. I peered in for a front window. No furniture. It was empty. I ran around back. The house had a pool, and I saw a faucet down and some bushes. I fell on my knees and turned a knob so cool, fresh water flowed, and I drank my fill. Well, that's one thing taken care of, I whispered to myself. I checked the house on the near side. There's a high fence all around. No one could see me. I tried a back door, locked. Tried a garage door, locked. And I tried a window. Yes. I opened myself up and slid inside. It was dark. The house smelled like fresh paint. Is anyone here? I called out. My voice fell flat in the emptiness. I went to the kitchen and opened the refrigerator. The light surprised me. Inside the refrigerator was nothing. I checked the cupboards. Empty, empty, empty. Aha! Right in the corner, a box of vanilla wafers. Now it's belonged to the painters. There are paint fingerprints on the box. Fingerprints on the box. It was open and half the cookies were gone, but I didn't care. I wolfed down the cookies down to the property of the rest of the empty house. The place is empty, but I had water and cookies and a carpet soft to sleep on, as tired as I was. I ran to the corner of the band living room and finished eating the cookies. I wondered who lived there and who might be moving in next. But most of all, I wondered about me, who I was and what I was, and why some terrible alien thing had tried to kill me twice. I don't remember falling asleep, but later I remembered the dreams and nightmares. I was in the construction site, dark, a light coming out now from the sky. The air was with me. Was one a girl? Yes, but I couldn't see her face, or the face of the air with me. Just one, a boy. He turned to look at me. A bird. He had the face of a bird of prey. Flash. I was bouncing, putting one foot in front of the other. I was on a beam 4 inches wide. Felt clumsy. Oh, down my feet they changed. I wasn't my feet at all, but the dainty paws of a cat. People applauding. No, not all. Some hated me. Wanted to kill me. Something wrong with them. Terribly wrong with them. Worms. Worms in their heads. Flash. I was underground. A vast open pit covered by a dome of rock and dirt. A pool of sluggish gray water. The worms, they were in the water, and all around me, blades, heads like snakes. Huge ants. No, I was an ant too. Reeking acid smells, hundreds swarming and attacking. Ants as big as I was. Huge pincers cutting into me. Morph back from my dream. Morph back. Morph. Animorph. I woke up screaming. I jumped off the floor, ran my hands back on my body. What was I? What was I? What was I? Had these dreams. Humans didn't dream being ants. Dreams are so real you can feel huge grains of sand pressing in. The airlessness, the terror, the eerie vision of swarms of ants covering you, ripping you apart. I grasped for breath. My heart was beating twice its normal rate. My forehead was dripping sweaty and it was chilly. Animorph, that's what I screamed. What did it mean? Then... Whoever's in there, come on out. This is the police. Ah! I yelped to cover my mouth. Flashlight beams pierced the darkness around me. Spears of light searched for me. I rolled quickly into a corner. Don't make us come in there after you, the policeman said. Neighbors reported someone climbing in, so just come on out. Trapped. I should just get myself up. No, these are enemies. Enemies everywhere. I couldn't. I'm gonna count to 3. You better come out your hands over your head, a policeman yelled. I had to get away. I had to think. I had to find out who I was. What I was, but I was surrounded. Morph, just like I became a bear. Only not the bear. I didn't know if a bear inside me was injured. I searched for jagged memories of my dreams. What had I seen? The pictures I'd seen. The ant? No, never the ant. Never again. I felt that in my bones. See, she doesn't even remember what happened to the ant. She just knows ant's bad. Ant is bad. Larger, more powerful. Yes, they're banging and yelling. My skin is still electric from terrifying nightmares, but I calmed down. I focused on the one image from my dreams. Large. Very large. Too large for a police to handle. I cried as my nose and upper lip suddenly exploded outward. It exploded in a long, massive growth to reach the floor. I was growing larger, filling the room. Come out or we're coming in, I said. They said. Don't worry, officer, I thought. I'll be out soon. Chapter 23 with Jake. It was dumb luck that we even saw what happened. Our meeting broke up at all time, all of us mad and scared and upset. No one to believe that Rachel and Axe might be dead. Axe was a new friend, sort of, an alien, not someone we'd grown up with, but Rachel was my cousin, Cassie's best friend. We looked up to her. She was fearless, made the rest of us braver than we might have been without her. We went out in the night, the 4 of us. Tobias flew off toward the forest. We watched him flap away, flapping hard in dead air. Marco and I picked up our bikes. Cassie out there? It was her mother framed in the doorway. Yes, Mom, right here. That show you like it's on. Do you want me to tape it? I'll be in a minute, I said there. I was just talking with Jake and Marco. Hi, Jake. Hello, Marco. We said hi back. Well, don't stay out too late. It's almost 9 o'clock. She went back inside. 9? Man, we're getting home, Marco said. I'll be toast. All you guys to the roadcast said we walked in silence on a long driveway and down the dirt road to connect the farm to the highway. Marco and I pushed our bikes and we sound were footsteps and a rattle of Marco's bulky bike chain. Maybe she's home already. Me won't have to worry, I said. Next what I find me, and who knows what Andalite might be doing. At least it's warm out, Cassie said. If Rachel's out there, at least it's a warm night, and there's a bright moon to help her find her way home, she adds softly. I followed her gaze. The warm, full moon hung high in the sky, surrounded by millions of stars. You could see a lot more in Cassie's farm. Look, Marco yelled. Something was obscuring the moon. Passed swiftly and the moon shone clear again. I saw it look like swirling fairy dust. A swirl raced away toward development where the lights are just visible in the middle distance. Well, was that a cloud? I looked there. I don't think so. You know what it is, Marco snapped. What are we going to do about it? The Morph Hunter, Cass said. It's after someone. Axe or Rachel. Two choices, I said. Do nothing and try to distract it. Distract it how? By playing keep away, it chases morphs, right? So you give it something to chase. We have to get away from those houses. That thing shoots up everything in its path, I said. Marco nodded. Keep shifting targets, keep it guessing. This is going to be really unpleasant. How do we get there, Cassie, man? We can't morph her here and fly over. If we morph her, we'll draw it to the house. We'll draw it to my house. She was right, and my house where Velico's head were half a mile away. Are the keys in that? Marco asked. Cassie looked where she was pointing. It was Cassie's father's beat-up pickup truck. The truck he used around the farm. No way, Cassie said. Wait, Marco said, which left me aside. Let's do it. At chapter 14, Rachel. I've become very large. The cops still paying on the and yelling for me to come out, so I decided I better do what they wanted. I aimed for the front door, not that it was going to be big enough. I figured the front wall would be just about big enough. I could feel it more progressing. A minute so soon the morph is complete. Then some horrible noise, a noise like a circular saw going through steel. I trumpeted in terror and rage. Suddenly the back wall of the house is gone. The beast! Head down, trunk curled under, I charged the front door. Crunch! I hit the front door, it popped out like a champagne cork. The frame around the door exploded into cinders, and the wall around the door frame bulged out and popped like a pimple. Out I came, several tons of me, an insane horrific combination of human and elephants. They the ability and complete morph resulted in a huge creature, long trunk, tiny human ears, and big legs and blonde hair. The police officers are surprised. Yeah, I bet they are. I trumpeted again, raised a massive trunk high in the air. The four police officers stared at the deck with special total complete disbelief. Four mouths hung open, they blinked, one of them rubbed their eyes. Then they had something even more amazing to see. Dust creature ripped for the house, just people behind me leaving a mess of chopsticks. I bolted. You wouldn't think to look at an elephant that could even run at all. Believe me, an elephant can move when it needs to. Elephants go 25 miles an hour faster than any fastest human runner. But they're huge. Too huge to dodge and twist and too huge to hide. I barreled down a quiet suburban street completing the morph as I ran, but I knew I couldn't escape. Blam, blam. The police were shooting at me. The dust monster I didn't know and didn't care. They meant nothing to me and nothing to the monster either. It was after me, 100 feet back, a huge flying wall, gnashing teeth and whirling blades, and gaining. I stopped through someone's garden, crushed flowers with my huge round feet, and annihilated a fence. I turned toward an alleyway between two homes. A parked Winnebago's between me and the beast. And then it was gone. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a single tire bounce on the street. The rest of the camper was shredded. Right then, I knew it was over. I kept running. The beast would chew its way through the house as people were sleeping. I couldn't let that happen. This is it, I realized. I can't run. I can't win. I saw it slow down and hung in the air before me, a nightmare of gnashing teeth and wild eyes and whirling blades. Last morph's completed through gigantic ivory tusks spread from my mouth. Then the beast's tendrils emerged like ropes, living ropes that wrapped around my huge body. I felt being smothered and couldn't breathe. I shot where the ropes just tightened their grip. The beast swirled around me, covering. I couldn't see, I could barely breathe, and it lifted me up. Or it tried to. I felt being raised up, maybe a foot off the ground, then we settled back to earth. Once again, it tried to lift me. This time it rose 2, maybe 3 feet. Then it settled on earth again. At that moment, a tiny flicker of hope was reborn. I looked up in a book once. The largest elephant ever weighed 22,000 pounds. They mostly were between 7,000 and 13,000. I know how much I weighed, probably not the highest amount, but I was big just the same. Very big. Too big for it to carry it away in any case. Too much for you, creep? Penetrating the swirling angry sounds of the dust beast as it strained to lift me out with a sudden screech. It sounded like squealing tires, like a very bad driver was racing toward us. Chapter 25, Marco. Ah! Cassie screamed. Look out, look out, look out, look out, she yelled. Would you shut up, I demand? I'm trying to drive here. Car, 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 she yelled. I yanked the wheel left. The car sped by, horn blaring. The driver struck out his hand out the window and made a sign with his fingers. Well, that's rude, I said, and uncalled for. Bam. Ah, it's just a trash can, I said. Chill out. Bam. Okay, so 4 trash cans. Get off the sidewalk, you lunatic, Jake said. I yanked the wheel to the right. We bumped to the sidewalk, so I grazed the parked car, and bam, bam, bam. Do you just hate trash cans? Is that your problem? Do you just hate trash cans, Jake asked. I can't drive with you scream in my ear. You can't drive at all! Left, turn left, there, turn left, that's the way, Cassie said, taking her time out from screaming. I turned left and missed the actual street, but fortunately people who lived in the corner didn't have any trees in their front yard. Bump over the curve, bump real wheels over the curve. I stepped on the gas and tore across the lawn. Cool, I said. I'm gonna kill you, Marco, Jake said in a weirdly calm voice. If I survive, I am going to kill you. You said you could drive, Cassie accused. I shrugged. Okay, but Ashley said I scored a million points playing Wipeout. It's an excellent video game. Okay, so it's not exactly like Wipeout. I'm doing the best I can. Bump, bump, back on the road. Suddenly an elephant will veer across the street a block away. An elephant with pink little ears. The Velik was right behind it. That's Rachel, Cassie yelled. She's alive. Not for long, maybe, Jake said grimly. I'm gonna morph. Marco followed the elephant. The elephant ran behind a Winnebago. The Velik chewed into sawdust. The The elephant turned to face the animal. The elephant planted its feet firmly, raised trunk in defiance, and faced the beast of 100 mouths. Yeah, that's Rachel, right? I said. I floored a truck. We burned rubber and shot down the block. Come on, you big dirtball, I'm right here, Jake yelled. Orange and black fur is already spread from his body. Tiger teeth are growing and bulging out from beneath his upper lip. Suddenly, living ropes like tentacles wrapped around Rachel's huge body. The dust feet enveloped her, covered her. No, Cassie cried. Rachel, no! The valley began to rise off the ground, but then it slipped down. Oh, duh, it's not trying to kill us, it wants to catch her. It's trying to take her away. It can't lift her, Cassie says. She's too heavy. Just then the valley noticed us, or at least I noticed Jake, who was morphing. It dropped Rachel. She fell maybe a foot or so, but it still cracked the ground. It's going to Rachel, Cassie yelled. She started climbing over Jake to get out, but it wasn't working because he's already half tiger and he's squeezing out of his seat. Jake, better climb in the back, man. You're getting too large, I said, to put on the brakes. He pushed open the door and climbed out of the truck. He was clumsy because he had legs that were not human, not tiger, or some weird mix. His hands are fur-coated paws that barely worked the door handle. We piled out and jumped in the back of a pickup. Cassie piled out behind him. Good luck, you guys, I said. She slammed the door shut. With a rush of wind, the valley came after us. I put the truck in reverse and gunned it. I groaned. Someone parked the car right where I needed to go. Wham! Turn around, Jake yelled in boss speak. I spun my wheel and at the same time I floored it. It was really Hollywood. We were talking squealing tires, smoke coming off of them, and then zoom! I had the tiger in the back of the pickup truck where it barely drives and he chased the most powerful monster I'd ever seen. Later I'd be terrified of it, right? Then I was just thinking, this is so cool. Silly Marco.